If he continues working hard and continue to progress at the rate he's progressing and stay healthy, I mean, he can be one of our more successful athletes we've ever had here.
It's high praise for a freshman yet to compete in his first collegiate event, and even higher if you consider just a few years ago, Viktor wasn't sure he'd be able to walk again.
And I remember going like it was just a normal day, going through practice, and then next thing I know, we're doing a drill, and me and another kid hit heads, and then I went unconscious for a few moments, and then I wake up and excruciating pain, and then they ended up taking me to the hospital. At first I thought I was paralyzed because I couldn't move, and then I kind of came to, and then I was like, wow, I mean, I guess I just have a concussion. And then once we got to the hospital, they kind of explained that it was a little bit more serious than just a concussion.
The jarring hit gave Viktor a fractured skull and orbital bone. His spinal fluid was also leaking into his body, and his athletic future was in doubt.
I didn't know, with head trauma, you don't know if you're going to be able to balance, you're going to be able to use your certain limbs, you're not really sure.
But Viktor was determined. He wanted to get back and compete again.
I had to go 2 months without raising my heart rate, so I just did a lot of walking. And that was really hard for me because I went from going to extreme exercise, consistent, and then going to just nothing.
Now, Viktor worked his way back not only to compete in track and field, but he became one of the best discus throwers in the state, even winning a state championship in high school. But the journey to the top wasn't easy.
I would get out there, start throwing, and then my balance would go off, and I'd start to get really frustrated. And that was one of the hardest things, was being so frustrated with my balance not being where it used to be.
Rotational kinesthetic awareness to be able to rotate around in a circle. Not everybody is able to do that. He seems to be able to do that, and he picks technique up pretty quickly.
The Jags recently began preseason practices, and we're still months away from Viktor making his South Alabama athletic debut. But knowing where Viktor has come from may help shed light on where he's going.
The fact that I went from nothing to being able to compete on a D1 level, and glad Coach opened his eyes and got to pick me up, and couldn't be more happy to be here.